Should I do it? Hello, wonderhussie here. Well, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, well, you probably know that I quit shaving my armpits way back in April of 2019 when I retired from being a model. That's right, believe it or not, this old bag used to work as a full-time freelance model, and I did a lot of nudie photo shoots with a bunch of photographers who didn't want to pay to photograph someone with hairy armpits. And so every morning I had to get up and shave my legs, shave my twat, shave my pits, blah, blah, blah. Well, I already went into all those details in another video, so I won't bore you with them today. Suffice it to say that once I retired from modeling and I didn't have to shave anymore, I quit. You know how good it feels to say, I quit. You know, many of you have probably had that experience. You had a job you hated, like your boss was just a real jerk, and you spent hours daydreaming about what you would do when you finally told him to take this job and shove it. Well, that's basically what I did, but when I quit modeling, I didn't shove anything. In fact, I quit shoving a razor blade across my armpits and body hair in general. I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm pretty sure I already let you in on this secret in the other video, but I don't groom any hairs on my body at all. Except this one. I have a mole on my neck and this one witchy hair tends to grow out of it, and well, I do tweeze that because I may be a filthy, hairy hippie, but I have standards. Anyway, for the most part, I don't care what anyone says. I actually haven't been getting too many nasty emails or comments lately. I've found that people are generally pretty supportive, and it hasn't been an issue in my dating life either. The thing that kind of got me started thinking about this is, well, I have a pretty good friend who, well, it's a long story, but he gets invited to a big fancy party at Peter Thiel's house every year, okay? You know, Peter Thiel, the billionaire. He was one of the founders of PayPal. Well, I won't get into details, but this friend of mine knows Peter Thiel, and he gets invited to a party at his house every year. And so last year he went solo because he didn't have a date. And I go, well, why didn't you call me? I'd love to go to a party at Peter Thiel's house. I mean, it's a friggin' mansion in Bel Air, and he has an amazing wine cellar that was the finest wines and the finest foods at this party. Elon Musk was there. But you know what my friend said? He told me that if I wanted to go to Peter Thiel's house, I'd have to shave my pits. And this was someone I considered a pretty good friend. Although, I guess it makes sense because I actually know him from when I was a model. He was a photographer who used to hire me all the time. In fact, he's the guy who shot this picture here, which I'm not going to show for very long because it shows me butt-ass naked under the desert sky pointing at the Milky Way. Anyway, that's the guy. And I guess because I met him when I was a totally shaven model, well, I kind of set the bar high. I mean, how bad do I really want to go to Peter Thiel's house anyway? Badly enough to sacrifice my freedom of self-expression? Well, yeah, actually. But that's not actually the main thing that got me thinking about my armpits. I guess I started thinking about my armpits lately because, well, they've sort of become a sort of albatross around my neck, if you know what I mean. It's like this thing that I have to constantly deal with because I don't want to offend people. I don't want to gross people out. So, you know, when I'm shooting my calendar, I do a pinup calendar every year. Well, every year I try to come up with hairdos that hide my pits. So even if I'm going like this, you can't see anything. No one's going to have their feelings hurt or be grossed out. And then even in my videos, when I'm shooting videos, I try to be mindful of the shirt that I'm wearing. Like, I would never wear a shirt like this in one of my videos. I don't know. I guess I've done some videos naked and in a bikini, but when I do those, I'm very mindful of the angle and the crop and how much pit I'm showing. And, well, it just gets kind of tiresome. And I know, you're not supposed to care what anyone thinks, but man, I can't help it. As a YouTuber, I'm trying to reach the widest possible audience, and I don't want to alienate anyone from either side, okay? It's kind of like politics. I don't get into political stuff on my channel because I don't want to alienate anyone on either side of the spectrum, even though I get very sternly worded angry emails from lefties accusing me of being a Trumper because I wear these glasses, and righties accusing me of being a filthy, dirty hippie because I don't shave my pits. Well, actually, like I was just saying, I haven't been getting a lot of angry emails lately because I think, just like with politics, most people are somewhere in the middle and they just don't care. Either way, I always try to sort of play it down the center and keep them guessing. You know, that's kind of partly why I keep my hairy pits because, well, I heard somewhere once that if you can't convince them, confuse them. And I love to discombobulate people. In fact, probably my number one favorite thing I ever posted on social media, on Facebook and Instagram, was a picture I took once. I was out shooting in the desert with a friend who had an AR-15. And I happened to be wearing a really sexy little couture Jean-Paul Gaultier tank top. It's a long story. And a pair of leggings that were printed like Michelangelo's David with balls and junk and everything. So I took a picture standing in the desert holding this AR-15 over my head with these leggings on that looked like I had a dick and balls and my hairy pits out for all the world to see. Now, why did I like that post so much? Because it seemed like nobody could agree on it. I mean, it got a lot of reactions on Facebook. Like, the righties were like, yeah, look at that gun, but oh, look at those pits. And the lefties were like, yeah, look at those pits, but oh, look at that gun. I loved it. And then maybe my second favorite social media post was when I did a photo wearing one red earring and one blue earring. Okay, I think this was back during one of the past elections and everybody was all heated up, red state, blue state, So I did a picture where I put an earring of each on, and I don't even think I did it on purpose. I think, well, it happens to me quite a bit where I can't decide which earring looks better, and then I accidentally leave the house wearing two different earrings. Anyway, I decided to make a lemonade out of those lemons and post it on social media like, I don't care if I'm wearing two different color earrings. I love everyone. And yes, I do agree that it was super cheesy, but I don't know, I still thought it was kind of funny. And so, in keeping with the spirit of that post, I thought I might try a social experiment. Okay, like I said, I feel like I'm kind of in a rut with these hairy pits. You know, they've become a thing in my life, and that's really not healthy. I don't want things in my life. I mean, I don't even have a boyfriend. So I figured I would try a social experiment and shave one pit. Just one. And then that way, well, I'll have it both ways. When I'm by myself relaxing and I want to be myself, I'll just turn this way. And then when I'm out YouTubing and I don't want to offend or gross out anyone, I'll shave this side. I mean, I always hold my camera with this side, so you tell me in my videos, you can usually see this pit more than this pit. And then when I shoot my calendar, I'm almost certainly going to pose this way more because this is my good side. Do you have a good side? I don't know. I have a good side. I feel like I look way better from this side of my face than I do from this side. You tell me. That's why I always have my hair scrunched over to that side. So I should do it to be fair. Well, maybe it's all in my head. Either way, I'm going to shave one pit and one pit only, and it's going to be my left pit. Remember that Daniel Day-Lewis movie, My Left Foot? Well, this is going to be kind of like that, only kind of different. Okay, I have some tools set out here to help me with the task. First, I have a pair of scissors, because remember, I haven't shaved my armpits since April 2018, I'm pretty sure. And so, well, that's like, what? Over 5 years worth of armpit hair growth. You know, you see those funny memes online of the chick with armpit hair that's so long, she's braiding it or brushing it. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's unrealistic. Shocker, something you saw on social media was fake. Ooh, I know, hard to believe. This is as much armpit hair as I've ever been able to grow. And, you know, frankly, even if I shave this pit today, it'll probably grow back by next Thursday. But anyway, because it is so long, I'm going to have to cut it with scissors first. And then get to the shaving part for the stubble. And then I have a little rag out here because I like to shave dry. I don't know why that is, but I always shaved dry, even when I shaved, you know, every other day when I was working as a model. So I'm just going to use this towel to keep my pits dry to begin with, because I'm kind of sweaty right now. I think I might be nervous. Well, it's also really hot in my bathroom because I have all these lights set up, but I think I am kind of nervous. This is a big deal, man. This is 5.5 years worth of armpit hair growth. And then part of me is like, should I really do this? I mean, somebody just sent me a link the other day about some model in England who makes like $1 million a year off her hairy pits on Instagram. Well, I tried making money off my hairy pits, but just like everything, I feel like that might have been a clickbait title on that article, because the most I ever got, you know, I started growing them out and then I would shave them here and there when I did get a photo shoot, because I kind of tapered off from modeling when I started YouTubing. And so I would let my pits grow and then I'd get booked for a photo shoot, and so I'd have to shave a pretty decent amount of hair. And so I would put it for sale online, and I sold it twice. One guy paid me $25 and the other guy paid me $50. That's hardly $1 million. I don't know how this other girl is making that much. I think she gets sponsorship deals because she's all about body positivity and, you know, natural growth. Well, no sponsors have been banging my door down. Not even the good folks at Gillette, which you would think they'd be sending me cartons full of free razors just to please get me to shave these things. But they're not. And even though I'm probably not going to make any money off of doing this, well, I did put a piece of paper in the sink to catch all the hairs I cut and shave off, just in case somebody watching this wants to make me an offer. Anyway, let me make sure my hair is out of the way. I know I keep putting my hair up and taking my hair down. Well, partly that's because I'm nervous, but partly it's also because I wanted to show the stupid juxtaposition, like, oh, all the hair in the world is okay up here, but if you let any of that hair grow below about here on your face, well, then you're a hag and you should be put to death, or at least according to some of the emails I've gotten. Like I said in my other armpit video, it's interesting with armpits. I either get death threats or marriage proposals. I've had a lot of marriage proposals from hairy armpit fans, but like I also just said, most folks seem to be somewhere in the middle. Okay, hair is out of the way. I guess it's time to stop beating around the bush, so to speak, and shave these pits. Okay, I got my scissors. I'm gonna just start chopping. Oh my god. And again, I'm sorry. I'm shooting this by myself. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this very good. It's real hard. Gotta be real careful not to nick my skin. I don't mean to gross you out, but man, I haven't done this in 5.5 years. Last time I shaved my pits, Obama was in office. Just kidding. Trump was still in office. But, you know, it feels like such a long time ago that, well, George Washington might as well have been in office. And you can see that, depressingly, it doesn't even add up to that much hair. And I'll show you again at the end of the video when I'm done shaving the entire pit exactly how little hair actually comes out of this thing. I mean, you would think, like, oh, God, you could make wigs for the entire Vienna Boys Choir. I don't know why they came to mind with that amount of hair. Well, no, it's really not that much. Such a little amount of hair, such a big fuss. I'm here to tell you. Okay, well, this is as much as I can pretty much trim off. So I guess I'm going to have to go to town with the razor now. Oh, wait, there's one little tuft I could nab. It's hard to do this and look at the camera at the same time. I need a camera in my mirror. Oh, don't they make those? Like, didn't Chuck Berry or somebody have one of those at his restaurant in the ladies' room? So we could watch women tick and a tinkle. Alright, I guess it's time to shave. And when I was working as a model and shaving regularly, I always liked these Daisy razors, the classic pink razor. You know, it's very basic, but I found that they worked really well. So here we go, guys. Oh, I should get up close for my ASMR fans. If you ever wanted to hear the sound of armpit hair falling, it's kind of like when a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear. Listen. How'd you like the sound of that? Ooh, yeah. Pile of hair is growing. Start saving your pennies, boys. I'll be accepting offers as soon as this video goes live. You know how to contact me. wonderhussie@gmail.com. Make me an offer. It could be you that's lucky enough to go home with Wonderhussie's pit hair. Wouldn't you just love to be the lucky guy? I mean, seriously, even if you're not into armpit hair, you could use those hairs to clone me, okay? Each one of those hairs has my DNA in it, so if you wanted to, you could take all these little hairs and bring them to a lab and make yourself a whole army of hussies. A hussar army, as it were. Man, this is weird because I haven't shaved in so long. The skin that's underneath this hair is really pale and it hasn't seen the light of day and it's soft as a baby's tuchus. It feels oddly vulnerable. you know, looking at it. Like, the hair was kind of like a shield or a protector, and I guess that's, you know, evolutionarily speaking, what we have armpit hair for is it's supposed to trap your pheromones, I think. So that way when a guy's out looking for a mate, well, he'll smell me and know to get far away. Oh, might be time to switch razors. That one was getting a little clogged with hair. No problemo. I have a spare. And I'm pretty much almost done. The downside, I guess, to shaving dry is it looks like I did just nick myself a little bit. But, you know, that's a risk you run when you're shaving with shaving cream, too. You know, I always found it easier to do a dry shave. Like, the hair just comes off better. And that was for when I shaved everything, except for my legs. I would use coconut oil or shaving cream on my legs. But for my pits and bits, it was a dry shave all the way. Oh, God, I'm losing half the hair. It's just falling on my shirt. I gotta try to brush that off onto the pile. Do you find this arousing? Or what about this? No? Okay. I'm not here to change anyone's mind. I'm just here to do a social experiment. You know, I'm kind of curious to see if this changes the way people deal with me. You know, if I get treated better, if I approach, oh, say I have to go to the mechanic for something. What if I go to my mechanic, Trusted Imports in Las Vegas? Hi, Andrew. What if I walk in there like this? Hi, something's wrong with my alternator. Boy, I'll probably get a free alternator. Matter of fact, I should just go into the Toyota dealership like this. Hi, I was wondering if you had any extra 4Runners laying around. Boy, I'd probably have 5 of them before the end of the day. I mean, right? Isn't that how business works? You know, whereas on the other hand, if I walked into the dealership this way and said, hey, got any extra 4Runners? They'd go, ooh, get out of here. Back in the lock with ye, Nessie. Anyway, look at that. I'm just about done. Just a few more little hairs down here and I'll be bald as John Benet Ramsey. You know, it's interesting. I actually thought that I might get emotional doing this. I thought I might start crying because, oh, I'm allowing myself to cave to societal pressure. I'm not the strong woman I thought I was. And by the way, make no mistake, I am a strong woman. But I don't actually feel sad doing this. Mostly because I know it's going to grow back and like, well, I haven't decided how I'm going to conclude this social experiment. I mean, one part of me wants to keep it up and just keep shaving this side and keep this side hairy. Just because, like I said a bit ago, I love discombobulating people and confusing them. And since I surely can't or don't seem to be able to convince anybody, well, then I might as well stick to confusing. But then another part of me thinks, oh no, I should just do an experiment and see how long it takes to grow this pit out to match this pit. Oh my God, I love this. I'm going to be taking some very fun photos when I'm done with this video. But first, I'm going to try and collect all this armpit hair, which, by the way, this is all the armpit hair that came off of that entire armpit. I told you it wasn't going to add up to much when you finally saw it at the end of the video, but I am going to pour all this armpit hair off of this piece of paper into a little baggie. I would do it on camera, but I don't want to accidentally spill it. Let me see. Hold on. I just want everybody to, you know, understand that I really did do this. This isn't some stupid Instagram filter or like TikTok thing. This is my actual armpit hair that I really did shave off. No Photoshop. All real wonderhussie pit hair from the wonderhussie pit hair farm. We get a new crop in about every 3 weeks and, well, may the highest bidder win. There it is. 5.5 years worth of armpit hair. You know, it just occurred to me that I should have done this at the friggin' fire department fundraiser we're having in a few weeks. We're having a big fundraiser party for our fire department with a bunch of bands and vendors and food, and I'm going to do a meet and greet. And, well, I could have done one of those, like, isn't there like that St. Baldrick's Foundation or Movember or whatever where guys shave and the money goes to charity? I could have done this for the fire department, but as it is, I'm just going to do it for my own personal charity. So if any of you want to be the proud owner of this little baggie of hair, let me know. For now, I'm just going to enjoy my newfound, well, I almost said freedom. It's weird. I do feel oddly free. I feel free from people looking at me funny, making rude remarks, like thinking I'm gross or that I must hate men. That was one of my favorite emails I ever got. So this guy goes, boy, you must really hate men, or some man must have really hurt you. Really? That has absolutely Nothing to do with it. Let me go ahead and get glammed up so I can give you the full effect. Let me go ahead and brush my real hair. You know, this, I think a lot of people find alluring to watch a woman brush her hair. But if I was to turn around and do this, well then all of a sudden that's not alluring at all, is it? Funny how that works. Some hair is okay, and some hair is not okay, right? Now I don't have to worry about hiding my pits. Well, when I shoot my calendar, I'll still hide this side, but this side I can go, I guess a lot of guys think that the armpit is an erogenous zone, and that's why it bothers them that it's covered in hair. They want to see the skin. I mean, I guess that's part of the turn on. Actually, I just realized I have the perfect hat for my new look. Dun, dun, dun. Remember this? It's the Autobots and the Decepticons. The good guys and the bad guys from Transformers. I don't remember why I bought this hat, but I like it because it says, choose your side. And so what if I go around town wearing this hat and pigtails tucked behind my shoulders, asking people to choose their side? Boy, I wonder how many votes each side would get. I should do some kind of charity fundraiser where I get some charity involved and like everybody who hates pits, donate to this side. Everybody who loves pits, donate to that side. And I don't know, usually when you pit two factions against one another, no pun intended, it usually works out to the benefit of whatever charity you're trying to promote. But like I said, I'm not doing this for charity. I'm just doing it as a social experiment. I'm just curious to see how people are gonna react. You know, I'll come walking into the truck stop like this and go, hey! Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think I should do. Because the way I see it, I basically have three options. Okay, first, I could go ahead and shave this pit too, and then run around looking like all the other girls and get free Toyotas all day long. Or I could grow this pit back and go back to being my same filthy, hippie, iconoclast self. Or I could split the difference and run around looking like a half-cocked idiot with one of each. And I think I already know which one I'm gonna choose. I mean, I don't want to look like a half-cocked idiot, but at least this way, I'll fit right in at Burning Man and at Peter Thiel's house.